Hello and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grid, where we talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
And I'm Will.
And today, now I know normally y'all always be like, dang, y'all ain't got much to talk about, so y'all ain't gonna be here long. And you lying. Yes, you're right. And I was literally going to say that. So y'all already know the drill. If you've been listening long enough, you know the drill. You know we ain't got much to talk about, but we going to keep you here for at least an hour or two. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do. That is what we do.
So, pause, grab a snack. Actually, no, rewind the snack. Pause. Subscribe to us if you haven't already. We're on Apple Podcasts, right? We're on Google Podcasts. We're on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify. We're pretty much anywhere you're listening to this podcast. Yeah, subscribe to us and then go grab a snack, grab a nice drink, find a cozy spot, and get right into it.
Okay, get into it, because I'm trying to tell you that we are going to be talking about some topics, a couple topics today. You know, we're going to be talking about Ninjetti Rangers, you know what I'm saying? The two new ones that the UK Amazon accidentally spilled. You know what I'm saying?
Was it accidental though? Because it is close to Christmas time. Wink, wink.
Mean, listen, I don't believe in coincidences. So, I mean, the only time I really feel like there was an accident was when the Spider-Man trailer got released by that was an accident. That was an accident. Other than that, I don't believe in coincidences. That was meant to happen, but we're gonna get into that. Well, I believe it was meant to happen. So yes, that we're gonna be talking about a little rumor that is going around. Rumor has it, like Adele, honey. We'll be talking about that with Izzy. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these Ninjetti Rangers. I am in love with just the design in general. I like what they're doing, and I like what it's given. Now, they went ahead, the UK Amazon went ahead and blessed us with a little piece of photo of the black and blue Ranger, but they also had two other Rangers in the picture. You had a pink one and a white one. So we already know who they are, right? Now, in the photo, that young lady standing beside the black Ranger, she's wearing pink. That face looked a lot like Kimberly from the movie. Now, the question is it going to be both Kimberly and Kat, or is it just gonna be Kimberly? That's the question.
Interesting. Are they gonna have two heads? That sounds really wrong, but yeah.
Two heads.
And if so, how much are they gonna charge us for this? Because I feel like
that's my question.
You know, especially when like they've given us two heads before, but it's like whatever. It's like, you know, same thing. But this time it's two separate Rangers. So are they gonna try to milk us for two separate Rangers?
That's the question. That is the question. That is the golden ticket right there. Because my thing is, that's more plastic. And with more plastic, that means more money. So I really kind of feel like pink, if they do add two more heads, she's going to be a little expensive. Like, no lie. She's going to be a little expensive.
For me, for accuracy's sake, I wouldn't want it to be two heads, just because, you know, the two actresses are completely different heights, so it wouldn't scale up right. With the other Rangers.
I mean, I don't know, because unless they're like really trying to do accuracy, I don't necessarily think that they're. Yeah, like I don't necessarily think the toys would be that the scale of the toy would be that accurate, because if you think about it, like the Karen Ashley one, she should be a lot shorter, and I'm pretty sure she's the same height as there is any other female.
I was just gonna say that, and on top of that, they don't expect you to actually put two of the Rangers together, considering the fact that you only have one body.
I can listen. The thing I can see them putting two heads in there of the two different actresses. I guess for me, it's because like we know that the both women shared the same power, even though Kat only used it like 3 times. They both shared the same power. I guess my question is like, it's mainly more so, are they going to commit to actually, you know what I'm saying? Like commit to doing 2 different women for it? Like, are they going to even commit to it? Because that, like, if you really think about it, that's a huge commitment. That means you have to like literally sit there and sculpt 2 different women, because there's the head, there's the ninjetti head, the one with the full covered face. Then there's the half covered face, like the movie ninja. And then there's, you know, them with just the bandana on the forehead. So those are like 3 different looks. So that's 6 different heads. Now, granted, Kat didn't necessarily have a movie look. I mean, she had it in the transformation, you know, but that was the only time that she had it. So, and then like her with the bandana, wearing the bandana, that's the movie promotional kind of look. Not movie, TV promotional kind of look. She really didn't necessarily have that in the show. I would love them to do 2 of them just for just the sake of having both of them, only because of the fact that both women shared it. But if you're mainly going by accuracy and going by the three different looks that all the other toys are given, it should just be Kimberly. In my opinion, it should just be Kimberly. I mean, I would love to see Kat too, because I mean, Catherine Sutherland deserves all her things. But
with the love that they've been giving Kat lately, I mean, would it be that hard to believe that they do that again? She has what, like 4 figures or 3 figures?
She has 1, 2, 3. 3. Listen, I would love to see. I would love to see Kat with the ninjetti look. I would love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would live for it, especially for the fact that during her transformation, her before she got the full face covering, her half face covering, the top of her head looked like cat ears.
Oh my God, I thought I was the only one who thought cat.
Yeah, they look like cat ears.
I used to think that every time. Well, I guess the 3 times that she worked into the Ninja Ranger. Wow.
Yep, they look like cat ears. So I'm like, absolutely. Especially if they did that little gem and threw that in there, absolutely. I would love that. Love it. But you know, it's like, I mean, if they don't give us Kat, I'm not gonna be upset. I'm really not. I'm not gonna be upset. But I would like to see her.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what this face is gonna look like for Kimberly. Hopefully it looks like Amy Jo and not the clown lady that we got for the
child, not her looking like Melina ready to eat your face off. I'm like, what is this? Girl, no. Like, she should not be looking like that. And they were proud to give us that Kimberly figure too. They were happy about that thing. And I'm like, no, Kimberly looks crazy. And y'all know she do. But needless to say, they were happy about that thing. Tommy, I mean, it's Tommy. Like, there's nothing more I can say to that. It's Tommy. I'm like, oh, okay.
I mean, are we even surprised?
Of course not. It was bound to happen because he's a part of the Ninja Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, it was going to happen.
I mean, they could have released somebody else first. Just saying. Like,
I mean, I would have loved for them to release give him a little girl power and put Aisha with Kimberly. That would have been cute.
That would have been cool.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
But you know, like, I would have loved that.
Kim and Tom. Why?
You know, because for the Tomberly fan, because if you think about it, especially season 3, that was like the pivotal point of their relationship, because them mugs was smooching every 5 minutes in season 3. I'm like, if I see y'all kiss one more goddamn time,
they exhausted all of the allowed Power Ranger kissing moments.
Okay. Because as many times as they was embracing each other on the TV screen, it was like, okay, y'all, we get it. You're in a relationship. And for her to and Zio to call him her brother, I'm like, oh no, girl.
Horrible. That was horrible.
What was that?
What is it?
No, doggone well.
Cruel Intentions all over again.
Okay.
Oh
I'm like, oh, this is dirty. Like, whoever thought that Dear John letter was a good idea, you are terrible.
I really wonder who came up with that.
I don't know.
That made her look so bad. Like, that was her whole boyfriend involved.
That was a whole boyfriend. Like, and she reduced his ass down to her brother.
And what if they did
it? Well, here's the thing.
Listen, I think they did.
This is Cruel Intentions, okay? Like, and for all of you who don't know, this is a 90s reference. And all I got to say is, y'all remember what happened in Cruel Intentions? They did it too. And they were also siblings. Correct?
Wait,
we know they weren't like...
We know, Brandon. We know.
Actually did it?
Huh?
Do you think what?
Catherine and Sebastian actually did it?
I think so.
I think so.
Because he was always trying to like get her off of him.
I mean, honestly, I think they did it. I think he gave her a taste of it once, and she was constantly on his D, and he was like, I'm over shit. That's what I think happened.
I think that's what happened too.
Right?
I think that's what happened too.
He gave her a taste, and that was it.
And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And she been wanting that taste. She been craving that thing. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no, this was only supposed to happen one time, because you know that's the famous line. It was only supposed to happen one time.
Mm-hmm. Right? So
and it's like, and I guarantee you that's exactly what Kimberly told him. What Kimberly told Tommy. It was only supposed to happen one time.
Right.
God.
And child had that man heartbroken.
In season 1.
Oh, child, like she was sweating Tommy like it was nobody's business. And like, oh my God, especially when he was losing his powers. What about Tommy? What about Tommy? What's gonna happen to Tommy? He's not one of us anymore. What are we gonna do? Oh my God, Tommy. I'm like, oh my God, girl, shut up. Nobody is worrying about this boy but you.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Literally.
Like, girl, we are literally trying to worry about going to go fight this monster, and you talking about Tommy. Who gives a shit?
Like,
okay.
Nobody.
Literally nobody. Zordon is like, all right, Rangers, monsters attacking the city. So I need y'all to get to work. All right, Zordon, we're on our way. What about Tommy? Girl, what? We are talking about fighting a monster, not Tommy. Like, girl, no.
Honestly. And you know what, though, too? Like, I feel like in some ways, the way she broke up with him was very much a Kimberly thing. Aside from the fact that the letter was a bad idea, I feel like that is so Kimberly to not actually face her problems.
That's interesting.
Let's dive more into that. Why do you say that?
I don't know, like, I feel as though they try to portray her with two different sides, right? They try to portray her with the side that she's responsible, she's great, everyone can rely on her. But then when it comes to Tommy, I feel like there's another side of her, the dissy side of her, the side that like literally puts all the responsibility onto Tommy. All of it.
As do all of them, to be honest.
Right. But
which is very unfair.
But you know her more so because you know, she's on that D. She's on that Tommy D, okay? Just saying.
I mean, yes. I can see where you're coming from, yes.
You know, so I feel like the fact that she didn't want to show up and tell him herself and that she wrote him a letter instead, I feel like in her way, like she's sort of like putting that responsibility onto him, letting him feel all of it, letting him deal with it instead of her dealing with it, because all she had to do was write the letter. She doesn't have to see the repercussion of it. She didn't have to.
This is true.
You know, so like she's putting onto Tommy one last time. And that's how I felt when she did that. Because I'm like, I think that's when I started to like not like her character as much. So I'm like, dude, really? Like, really, dude? Like you can't be man enough to actually show up and tell him what's up.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
And on top of that, I'm not sure if she cheated because like she obviously kind of like mentioned she met someone else, and that could have been a lie. Because obviously in the comics, that was a lie, right?
I mean, listen, I'm not even going to refer to that comic because that comic was terrible. So okay, I'm not
fine. So refer to we don't know if her meeting somebody else was a lie or not. But if it was not a lie, she once again disregard her whole relationship with Tommy and just did what she wanted because she was being a little selfish.
I mean, fan canon, people are saying it was Jason. That's what fan canon are trying to say, because everybody was like, "Oh, she was real buddy with Jason in the Turbo movie," but I'm just like, to me, I didn't get that from that. To be honest, I didn't. But
I mean, it was interesting that they were together though, because I was like, what are the chances that they were together? I mean, again, but at the end of the day, though, friends can get together and catch up and happen to be scuba diving, right? Like.
Right, and that's what I got from it. I just got that they just met. This was like, having a phone conversation, or maybe it was trading emails, and was like, "Hey, you want to go scuba diving? Sure, let's go."
Right, or maybe like he was onto something that he felt like the best person to go about it with is somebody he can trust that would have his back, which is his old teammate. Someone that happens to be available.
Yeah, and that's what I got.
And I got exactly what you got. So when people were like, "Oh, it was Jason," because I see that more now. Actually, I just saw recently someone being like, "How Kimberly was blah 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 with Jason." Now suddenly she saw Cozy. I was like, "Wait, but I didn't get that at all. Like, where
I didn't get that at all.
Get that vibe?" Because even when they were stuck together and they got out of it, it wasn't like she was like, "Oh my God, Jason, come here, hug me." It wasn't
right.
They were really reaching. Basically,
yeah.
What the way that they were looking at each other when they were captured and they were at the bottom of Divatox's ship or submarine or whatever, and then because they were hugging in the Turbo Megazord, that meant that they were.
I mean, I'm sorry, but if
friends can't hug each other.
I mean, I was just gonna say, and on top of all that, if I thought I was gonna die and you're the last person I was gonna see, I would be looking at you like I love you to death, because I probably did to death, where I'm about to die.
I mean,
like I'm just saying, like that could have been anybody. Like if you're like one of my longtime friends and we happen to be stuck together, you're gonna have that moment. You're gonna be like, holy shit, if we're gonna die, like I just want you to know, dude, I care for you. I loved you. Like we've been through so much, like that kind of a talk, That was
I feel like if it was Trini down there with her, she would look at her like that.
Exactly. I mean, my thing is exactly, and also too, I just kind of feel like in general, I just kind of feel like people just have this idea that if people show affection to each other, that automatically means ship, and it's like, I'm going to tell you right now, that is not how this works. That is not how this works, because there has to be a genuine kind of like an overarching, like genuine feel that, okay, these two are shippable. You know what I'm saying? And before that, Kimberly and Jason never were shippable to me. Like at all.
Ever.
Like
Ever.
They were never shippable. I mean, literally, like those two were looking at each other like they were like very close friends. Like very close friends. Like that is the further extent is that they ever got. Like shippable, I would probably say would be something like a Tanya and Adam, or a TJ and Cassie. Those are people that you would ship because they showed somewhat of an interest to each other, where it seems like fanically you could probably say they might be in a relationship because of how close they were on the show. That's something shippable. But being like, oh, they hugged, so automatically I think they'll be a good, they're a couple. Well, let's ship them. That doesn't make sense.
And you know what though? That's also part of society's fault. Going back to all of us had a conversation before we got started on recording. we're talking about how society imprints certain things in our mind and how things
Mhm.
certain things are acceptable. And this is a perfect example of that. Like the whole, guy and girl can't be friends, can't be best
Right.
friends, can't be affectionate towards each other without it being like, are they together?
Are they
Are they
together?
shippable?
Like, ooh, they're together. Oh snap. They're in a relationship. It's like,
right?
no, they're not. They're just friends. Like, I promise you, they're just friends and nothing more. Like, that's it. That's it.
Like it's so I just feel like that's just we need to like take a step back and just realize that just because this is what society taught us to be quote unquote correct, it is not correct.
It's not. And I mean, also too, and here's the thing, right? And not trying to take the fun away from things, because I mean, it's always fun to like analyze and be like, yeah, like that would be funny if, or yes, like, this, I can see X, Y, and Z happening, blah, 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 and give reasons. Listen, I am for all of that. Here's what I'm not for. Actually trying to say that it's canonically correct. Like, it's one thing where fanically you can say, oh yeah, like I ship them in my head. But I do have a problem personally. I do find it problematic when people try to incite what they wish would happen on something and try to make it canonically. Like it's canonically right. And it's like, no, that's what you wish, that's what you want to happen, but that's not what is actually happening.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So really, like that brought me back to, I'm not sure if this is what really happened, but it's just with the rumors I heard of. But if y'all don't follow The Walking Dead, the main character, Rick, and the second main character, Michonne, apparently got together in like season 8, 9, whatever. And the funny thing is exactly what you're talking about, Brandon. Like throughout the whole entire, like 9, whatever, 8, 7 seasons that we had, they never showed like sexual chemistry or any of that, other than the fact that they genuinely respect each other as warriors. They respect each other as another being. They respect each other, period. Literally out of nowhere, they were a couple. Like it was like literally instantly overnight. And I heard, I don't know how correct this is. And if you guys watch The Walking Dead, you guys follow this, comment down below that because the fans wanted them to be a couple, the show gave it to them. And I was like, why?
Right.
I was like, why? It's like they what? And nowhere in the show did it even implement that. Like it was just instantly overnight. And that's exactly how I feel it happened with Tommy and Kimberly and Jason after watching the Turbo movie. Everyone's like, oh yeah, they were together. It's like, wait, what?
No. You're almost right. Tommy, you like Tommy and a K, Tommy and Kat.
Oh, yes, and that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tommy and Kat. Because they want, like, I really honestly legit feel like the writers were like, okay, we're gonna break Tommy and Kimberly up, but we need him to be with somebody. Obviously, he's not gonna be with no black girl on that on this TV show. That's not gonna happen. Interracial relationships, no ma'am, no sir. So who should he be with? The beautiful curvaceous white blonde Kat. Yes, you're gonna be Tommy's lover. And that's kind of what I feel like it is, where it's just like it's this consistent need of just trying to ship people to make it be like, oh, this person needs a love interest. When in actuality, they don't really need it. I mean, let's just be for real here. Tommy and Kat were just not compatible. Like they showed no type of connection to each other.
You really saw it in Turbo.
Okay, there was no connection with those two. I mean,
remember the reunion?
Oh God, that too.
They're supposed to be.
I'm like, that's supposed to be your whole wife, and all you did was hold her hand and hop through the portal.
That's it.
No, oh my God, baby, are you okay? Like,
oh my God, how's JJ?
How's JJ? Is JJ okay? Nothing. Y'all got a whole child, and not one time did Kat ask about her baby. No, ma'am. No, sir. That is not. I do not believe that. As much as sis was worrying about Justin every 5 minutes, you mean to tell me she ain't asked shit about JJ? I know you lying. No, baby. You cannot. You cannot put no. That's why I'm like, that relationship, I understand, I get it. Y'all just like, we need to put Tommy with somebody, but y'all should have just went ahead and put him with, hell, they could have put his ass with Haley for all I care. From Dino Thunder. That, I honestly feel like that probably would have been a much more believable relationship. Just being real. Like if they really wanted to try to put him with somebody, that's the person who I feel like he should have probably been with.
Underrated character who we never saw again.
Okay, facts.
What I don't get is, technically speaking, in Dino Thunder, he's supposed to be with Catherine still.
Mm-hmm. They could have took a break. You never know.
No, I'm sorry. Well,
you literally never know.
No.
Once was she? Where the hell was she?
Okay, that's the question. Where was Kat?
Maybe she was still dancing overseas for 9 months.
And they that should have been at least stated at some point, because I really feel like, especially for the simple fact that Tommy and, like, allegedly speaking, Tommy and Kat were supposed to be together, like straight out of, like, you know, like after it was over. Allegedly, they were supposed to be together.
They were supposed to be together in Forever Red.
Right.
Exactly. They cut the scene.
Exactly. So technically speaking, he should have still been with her in Dino Thunder,
where he should not be living alone in the cabin
by himself
in the woods, like a serial killer.
Yeah. I'm thinking
in a whole ass cave underneath.
That's why I said maybe they
like Batman,
or she was still dancing. And that's why she wasn't there. I don't know.
No. I'm sorry, Will. Like, you're not gonna out-talk us on this. No. Like, no.
You're not gonna out-talk us on this. No. Girl, and listen, I hear you, Will. I completely understand it. My thing is, I just feel like at some point, like the way they wrote Tommy in Dino Thunder, they wrote him as a single man. That's all I'm saying. They wrote him as a single man. So I feel like this whole, we're putting him in together with, and they married and all this stuff. Yes, they've been through this out since Zio, right? Like, this was always a thing since, like, A Season to Remember. They were always trying to put Tommy and Kat together, and it was supposed to be lovers forever and ever. But my thing is, it's real crazy when all of a sudden you write in a show and you forget all this history. Not even forget, just don't even include stuff. And now we sitting here 20 some odd, 10, 15 years later, sitting here talking about it. And now we realizing, wait a minute, there's some things that just don't make sense. One of these things just don't belong. And this is one of them.
Exactly. And you know, Haley never even once mentioned Catherine.
Ever.
Like, ever. And Haley was like open to talk. She was like spilling the tea.
And the show never even brought in Catherine. Like, they didn't bring her name up.
No.
It was like, you know, like I said, they wrote Tommy as a single man.
They really did. Even down to like look at his car, look at his like a little house, look at the way he dressed, for Christ's sake.
And not only that, just think about it. The way him and Elsa,
yeah,
Principal Randall, like he was getting the Joneses for Principal Randall.
He was
that was some sexual tension.
He was
there was definitely some tension.
Vibes. I'm sorry, were you cheating on Catherine?
Okay. Hello. That's the real drama right there. That's the show I want to see.
Right?
I want to see that show.
And then we got Haley, who possibly had a crush on Tommy too. So all I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, Catherine did not exist. So Will, whatever you want to say, you're not out talking us. No.
They could have had an open relationship.
Not an open relationship. Boy, no.
No.
First of all, I can kind of high-key see Tommy actually saying that to Catherine and Catherine being like, no.
In her Australian accent.
Okay.
No.
Okay, I could totally see it. Catherine just being like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Because you have to remember, right? If I know she could have obviously grown and developed, but based on what we've seen her in Turbo and everything, she's always about doing the right thing. She's very modest. She's very well kept. And she seems like one of those people that would care about what people think of her. Not in a bad way, but just, like society, socially acceptable kind of way.
Like, here's the thing with Catherine that I always I really liked about her in a sense, like, and it more so developed with her in Zio, and it really developed in Turbo. What I loved about Catherine was her instinct motherly nature. That is what I loved about her. Is just the fact that she was so concerned with taking care of people. And that was her trait. That was her thing. That was just like, I am the person that, hell, I'm not a good fighter. I can tell you that right now. I can't fight. So if you need me to fight for you, you might be in a whole heap of trouble. But like, if you need somebody to help you, I'm always gonna be there to help. But baby, if you need me to defend you, we both gonna get beat up. But I got heart though. I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be there to help you. I'm gonna be there to take care of you. Especially in Turbo, like I love the way she ended up developing in Turbo for sure. Where it was just kind of like even her style, her fighting style, is not the best. I can tell you now, it's beautiful to look at because it's like she's dancing. So it's beautiful to look at, but is it effective? Absolutely not. But
she's getting beat up.
She is getting beat up because I'm telling you, the way them Piranatrons kept kicking her and punching her in her stomach every 5 minutes. Cat stayed getting her ass beat, but
she got heart.
She got heart though. She got heart, and I appreciate Cat for that. Like, I mean, that's one thing you could not take away from her. But at the end of the day,
yeah. And with that being said, considering the fact that she was so motherly, I'm still shook that they never had her say anything about their kids or their kid.
Right. That's the point I'm making. Like, is the fact that she never mentioned JJ once. And not one time.
Oh, Tommy, are you hurt? Nothing. How did you get up?
Child, she didn't give two fucks about Tommy. She didn't give a fuck about JJ. It was like before that shit even happened, she was already pissed at both of them. Like, damn, I'm taking care of two little boys, JJ and Tommy.
Brendan, what if plot twist? In the dimensions, that's not really her. She's in it. She's like, this is another version of her, and that got swapped accidentally.
Oh, listen, I actually would like that. I would like that actually.
Because, with all the whole jumping through loopholes, what if they jumped through the wrong loophole and Catherine got stuck in a different hold and a different Catherine came through? That's why she did not care for Tommy or JJ, especially JJ.
Because that ain't her baby. Oh,
right? Ooh. Because in a different dimension, she never had a baby.
I like that idea, actually. I actually like that idea a lot.
Right? Here's the name, Dimensions in Danger. I mean,
okay.
You have Catherine now, who's gonna go through hell to get back their children, to get back their life, especially their children. That's when the dimensions are in danger because Catherine is enraged. She's trying to get back to her son.
Her actual son.
Yes,
not the one that Tommy that she has with Tommy. Or maybe she might have them, but they might just be, in a different like in a different world of time, like a different world where she might be with Tommy, but just in a different dimension. So maybe it might be Lord Draken. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
She might have a child with Lord Draken.
You know, that'd be kind of cute. I'm not gonna hate that. That'd be kind of cute. That'll be spicy. I like that. Mm-hmm. Right? Add some spice to your life.
Reaching. But you know what? You want to know another thing that's reaching though?
What's that?
This whole idea about Izzy with this new little article that just popped up with Chance Perez.
Right.
That is very, very reaching.
You tell the listeners what it is that we are about to dive into.
So let me just go ahead and bring it up real fast. So there was a little piece of interview that Chance Perez did like a couple of weeks ago or something. He did a nice little piece of interview where he basically was like, he was basically going over some things, and they asked him what was his favorite character in Dino Fury. And he mentioned, first of all, I would have thought that he would say himself. Like most people would say me, my favorite character. I'm my favorite character. But no, as a matter of fact, he says Izzy. So basically in the article, he was asked, what's your favorite character arc or plot line so far in Power Rangers Dino Fury? He answers, my favorite character arc thus far has to be Izzy Garcia's. I think that each character goes through growth and overcomes different obstacles. However, the reason I chose Izzy is that I feel like there are probably tons of people of all ages who can relate to things that she goes through in her life. She is one of those characters that will make waves in modern television in a great way. Now, people just automatically assume that she will be queer. Here is my thing, right? And this is spoken from someone who is very, very, very gay. I just want to make that very clear. I am a very gay person. And hear me when I say this. I want to see all things. I want to see all the things with representation when it comes to queer people. I want to see queer characters being written. I want to see, queer representation. I would love to see gay characters done in a very positive way, in a very positive light, and are written in a very good way, and not just caricatured versions or stereotypical versions. I would love to see all of these things, right? I would love to see them humanized in TV. I would love to see all those things happen. Is Power Rangers able to write that? Is the question. Mm-hmm. Are they able to showcase queer people as people and not flying around, being caricatured versions of what they think stereotypically gay people are? Are they able to write queer people as human beings? That is what I'm asking. And to be truthfully honest, as of right now, from what we've seen, and I'm not talking about Dino Fury, I'm just talking about Power Rangers in general, especially the Neo Saban era, just recent. Mm-hmm. I don't foresee that happening. Hell, they can't even write straight characters that well. You really want me to sit here and think they can write a homosexual character? No, I don't believe it. Now, granted, like I said, I would love to see representation. I want to see it. I dream of seeing this kind of stuff. Like, I would love to see it. And if Izzy does turn out to be a little piece of lesbian, then baby, I would gag. I would gag and I would love it. But the thing is, I'm hyperly critical of things like this, because to me, it's not enough to just have an LGBTQIA plus character on a show. That's not enough. That's not enough for me, because we've seen time and time, we've seen characters be on these shows And they're just stereotypes. They're just caricature versions of just what they think gay people are. They're extra, they're loud, they're, oh my God, oh, look at me, hey girl, hey. Like they're just doing the absolute most. And they're not actual characters. They're not. So I don't necessarily, like, if that's what they're going to give us, I don't want it. Right. So far, Izzy is a great character so far. Now, if they were to be like, okay, we're going to add a little twist and make her like girls. Okay. Listen, I would love that. But I don't trust them to write her as a good character if that's what happens. I don't trust it. What do y'all feel?
I feel similar to you. I think that it would be great for them to finally have like an openly queer character in the TV universe. You look at other kids shows and they've already introduced these things. Mm-hmm. And it's it's a real thing, that there's gay, lesbian, bisexual, all sorts of different types of people that we haven't seen really represented well enough on TV. And for kids, it is important to see that there's different people in the world as well, other than just straight people, or in the really scary thought, if they do it, if they're not, if the writing isn't good, I would not want them to, do anything with using stereotypes, or because we've seen way too much of that as well when we actually do have queer characters sometimes, where they are, just like the comedy act. I can't see them turning Izzy into that. However, I think a story like this, in such a big moment that this could potentially be, if this is what they're going to go with, they should handle it with care and with respect.
Agreed.
And
agreed.
So I wouldn't want it to be like maybe like a 1 or 2 episode thing and then they just never touch it again. Or I wouldn't want them to do something crazy like completely change her character, after they introduce this. Mm-hmm. Like I'm thinking of God, I don't think they would go this bad, but like having her, I don't know, like burping, not really dressing like how we've seen her dressing, like I guess like stereotypically butch, I guess.
I mean, they already kind of make her
did something like that.
They already making her a tomboy, yeah.
She's a tomboy, but like if they went any further to the extreme, yeah, I wouldn't like that, because it's like you haven't established that. So I don't think that they would. I don't think that they would go that far. I think the worst thing probably would just be story-wise, they wouldn't follow it up well. I could see that happen, and if that's not the case, or if that would be the case, then maybe they should just wait until they have better writers and better ideas.
Right. Because I mean, like, and to be truthfully honest, and I saw somebody write on Twitter, somebody wrote, I can't remember exactly what the conversation was, but somebody wrote something in the vein of saying like, they were saying that the writing in the when Neo Saban first came back, they were having this argument of like the writing in Power Rangers. And they were saying that the show, one guy basically commented and was like, the show was basically saved when Dino Charge came in. And I'm like, but was it? Because I can tell you right now that finale was terrible. And also like the follow-up season from that, we had Ninja Steel. So, and it was all executively produced There we go, Brandon. Can't talk. It was all produced by the same person. Not only that, but you had the same writer since day one. So I do feel like I'm not going to sit here and say that Becca Barnes and Allendale are terrible. Sometimes they do have some very elementary writing, but I also kind of feel like a lot of times I feel like, and this is just with anything, I just feel like sometimes they're told to write that way. You know, I really do feel like they're told to, because there are some episodes that they've written that were very good episodes, like very good, and the writing was good. And then there are episodes that they've written where I'm just like, shoot me, because this is terrible. I mean, this is just this is downright god awful. Like, this is terrible. So I really kind of feel like this is something where it's just, they're just being told, okay, we really have to make this extremely kiddie, or we have to make this extremely on the nose for people, because obviously they really do feel like little kids are stupid, you know? So there's that. But I do kind of feel like if something as complex as sexuality, you have to think in the lens of, you can't, if you're gonna do a complex storyline like something dealing with sexuality, it can't be simplistic, because you run the danger of making something as specific as that. You run the danger of making it almost nonsensical. And you minimize the impact that it really actually could have. You see what I'm saying? And that, I feel like, is a huge problem when trying to write characters, especially in a show that has already proven itself to not be able to know how to write characters. That is a huge fear that I have, because you run the danger of actually making queer people look bad. You run the danger of making them look bad. And it's just like, I just don't, it to me, you know, and I understand like people being so happy to be like, oh my God, we're finally, you know, getting a queer person in the show. Listen, I'm with y'all, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not with it if it's not going to be done right. And it needs to be in a show where it's like all the characters are written well. You know, everybody feels like a person. They're all being written very well. Like, it needs to have that kind of energy, because you can't just be busting out just some random mess and be like, all right, we're going to make one of these characters gay. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. I also want to bring this up too. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about this, but how do y'all feel about the fact that it actually being a girl and not a boy? Because I feel like it hits different. It hits different when it's a boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's socially acceptable when it's a girl. Like, if it's a girl that is, you know, oh, she might be queer. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay, cool. If it's a guy, though, all of a sudden now we sitting here looking kind of, it's going to hit different. Like, it's going to hit different, because now, go ahead.
This is reminding me of Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight. Oh my God! I guess in terms of this, if it's a girl, it's all right, but if it's a guy, everyone lose their minds.
Basically, I mean, that is really what it is. That's really what it is. Because when you really honestly think about it, and let's just be clear. Let's just be really clear. When you really think about the writing of a lot of these characters, and I just feel like in general, and I hate to say it like this, Western audiences, like, we are still stuck in the medieval ages when it comes to sexuality and men. Like, we are still stuck in a very medieval mindset where we just automatically feel like men cannot have sex with men. Now, we can enjoy the idea of another woman, you know, fondling and touching and groping and, and licking and all that kind of stuff with another woman. Oh, we love that. We love that. I'm looking at you, little Boosie. We love that. Oh, but when it comes down to another man, oh God, they're trying to push the gay on me. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. You know, it's like, it's the same thing. It's just two men. It's the same thing. So why is it socially acceptable for a woman to be a lesbian, but it's not socially acceptable for a man to be gay? That makes zero sense. But yeah, I just wanted to get y'all opinions on this because, like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like when it comes to the idea of just Power Rangers trying to introduce that, I'm like, I don't feel like we've made it to that point yet. Because I'm like, we haven't even been able to really tell a full out good story as of yet. Just gonna be 100. Like, I mean, we've had some good seasons, yes, but they are way too few and far between.
I mean, aside from that too, I'm actually really curious to see if it is true how the audience are gonna react. Because based on the movie, people were losing their shit.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's that, you know, like, so I'm actually more curious to see how the reaction is gonna be, especially since this is an actual kids TV show, not the movie series where you have to be 13 and up to be able to watch kind of thing. So I'm really curious to see what the parents are gonna say and how that's gonna react, and if they're actually gonna come out fully with it, or they're always gonna keep it in the dark, kind of like with Riley, where you know, like, everyone believes he is, but they never officially said it,
including the actor.
I was going to say, because like when it comes to Riley himself, like, I ain't gonna even hold you. Like, Michael Tabor, he basically was like, yeah, when I was doing the role, I was doing him as a gay man. I'm like, okay, and I got that. I got the signals. I could see it. But once again, and don't get me wrong, Riley, I know for some people actually like Riley. You like Riley.
I did. Yeah.
I didn't.
I am not one of them people who did. Lena?
I did not.
I did not like Riley. No. I thought he was just as bland as cooked chicken with no seasoning. Like, I thought he was bland. I was like, oh, okay. He didn't do nothing.
He was one of those typical white boy overachievers.
Yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got from him. I was like, oh, okay.
It's like, wonderful. I'm not surprised. Like, you're one of those other typical like storylines where we get them on almost every other feel-good teenage movies, especially in the 90s, you know, like, that's great. You want to prove everybody that you're so great. I get it. We all get it.
I'm not even gonna hold you. To me, he just reminded me of a white gay in West Hollywood.
Damn.
That's all I got from him. I was like, oh, he's a white gay in West Hollywood who happens to be smart. Wonderful. I guess we love to see it. I guess. Like, that's what I got from him. Honestly, but
I was over him. I was not a fan. Right? I was more interested in the extra ranges that we got, like the Graphite Ranger. I really like his storyline. I wish they expanded on that.
Yeah, I really liked him too.
You know, what's that knight's name again? Sir Ivan.
Ivan, yeah.
Right? I really like his storyline. I wish they expand on his storyline even further. I just like all the other extra rangers. I didn't really care for the main team, to be completely honest with you. Like, I really genuinely did not care for the main team. The only person I didn't really care for was Albert and what's his face father. Those two.
Oh, child.
There's nothing wrong with being a ranger at whatever age you are. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It was just, I just didn't connect with his character. Like, I didn't see him and was like, yes, I like his character, you know, like I just didn't feel that. I genuinely did not feel that at all. And yeah, like, I just didn't connect. So it's not an age thing. It's just, I just didn't connect with his character. I just didn't like his character.
I feel like, to be perfectly honest, I feel like that was a part of his charm.
Right.
And Yeah, and the thing is, I don't think we were necessarily supposed to fall for him in a way of like, oh, we want him around. Because like, to be truthfully honest, like even he knew for himself, he was like, I'm not going to be here very long. So that's why I really didn't, I felt like with Albert, to be truthfully honest, I didn't really even care to even get to know Albert, only because I knew he wasn't going to be around.
And exactly. And I think that was me too.
Okay.
And I think that's why I was like, I just didn't really care for him. Like I didn't connect with him. I didn't try to like him. I didn't care for him, you know, like you're absolutely right. I just knew because something is just, you just knew. It's one of those situations you just knew he was not going to be around. And to be frank, he does not want to be the reverse Justin. He does not want to be the old fart hanging around with a bunch of like younger kids. Like he did not want to be the reverse Justin. Okay. Oh, like can you imagine?
I mean,
guys, guess what? I'm the new Purple Ranger.
Girl, no. Girl, hell no. Now my thing is like it would have been cute had they been like, okay, Albert is, the new Purple Ranger and he pops in like kind of like everybody else. I'm like, okay, cool. I hear that. That's cool. My only thing is like I just had the feeling, I mean, this is just me personally. I just had the feeling watching the show then. I was like, he's not gonna be around. And I mean, because he even said his purpose. When he said, oh, I found the purple inner gem and I was just using it to stop like burglars and stop purse stealers. I was like, this man ain't trying to fight crime. Like, this man ain't trying to be no damn Power Ranger. He just out here trying to be Batman. And I'm like, I hear him. Like, he's just like, I just came to fight crime for y'all, and that's all. Like,
right? Like, and he's just trying to be Batman without the suit and the expensive vehicles. Okay, he was just straight up trying to be Batman.
I mean, like, I ain't full on power, so he was like totally taken care of.
Oh yeah, like he was fine, but it was just like we all knew his intention. Like his intention was clear. He was like, I ain't trying to be no real Power Ranger. I'm just trying to stop little petty crimes from happening. But y'all talking about saving the world, and I ain't got time for that. So somebody else get this damn thing because I ain't doing that.
And he was straight. He was straight with them,
He was straight with it.
I respect that. I respect that. So yeah, I 1,000% agree with you. Like we just knew he was not going to be around. So there was really no need for us to try to connect or try to see if we would like him kind of thing, But yeah, I don't know how we got into that topic, but yeah.
Me either. But you know what? I'm glad we did because it was fun.
Because I think sometimes I stop and I was like, wait, what was my main point?
Why were we talking about this?
Yeah, I trail off so often I forget what my main point was. So that's
Riley.
Yes. So with that being said, I just feel it's going to be interesting how the fandom is going to take it, because with Riley, again, he was likable, but I think he was also likable because nothing ever came out of him actually officially being a representation of any community.
So real quick, to answer the first thing, the first question that you posed, Brandon, about, how do I feel about it being a girl? That's the safe option. Like you said, it seems like that's just, well, it doesn't seem like, it just is an easier pill to swallow when you see a woman, in that light. If they had a guy, and I think that would be a lot more groundbreaking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That would be huge.
Like if you want to shake tables, make a guy be gay. Like that's when you shaking tables. It's like, oh shit. And we know out the gate he's gay or bisexual. Oh, especially if you make him bisexual. Child, you really talking about bamboozling the people.
Yeah.
You talking about really fucking up people.
I just don't I guess like I think the world is ready for it, because we just need to see more types of people. And sometimes I feel like if people see more types of people, it can kind of maybe change their mind, because they could fall in love with a character and really understand who that character is, what they're about. totally fall in love with them, and then you find out about, their orientation. And then it's like, oh, and then like I love it when a show can kind of take you through sometimes when a character like realizes that about themselves. Something that I really liked a few years ago. You didn't like Supergirl, but I liked
did not.
I liked when Alex kind of came out and she was realizing things about herself. I really enjoyed how they told that story. So I think if it all depends on the writing and first and
Absolutely.
foremost, and then we just can't really trust it. But yes, I feel like it would have been more groundbreaking if it was a boy. But I'm still grateful if this is, we're talking about it like it's fact, but if this is where they go,
right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, this is all based on, first of all, like as a reminder, this is all a rumor. These aren't rumors in any way, shape, or form. But should they do it? It's like, okay, just write it well. Don't give us no bullshit. And I'm here for it. But the moment y'all start, giving us this foolery, and then it's like, no, honey, absolutely not. Like, this is not what we need for the people. This is not what the people want. And on that note, like, I feel you 100%. I mean, I definitely kind of feel like, as long as we're writing a show that is actually, that actually appeals to characters and actually written well, where everybody feels included and feels seen and feel heard without actually being stereotyped or, made fun of, I feel like they can do it. I just don't trust in Power Rangers writing, but hey, they may surprise us, right? I'm still waiting on my gay male ranger. I'm still waiting on it. But hey, we never know. We never know. In that case, my name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
And I'm Will.
And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.